everybody, it's Jenny, and it's new release day at Missing Stamps. There's some awesome new fall and Halloween editions in the shop, as well as some fabulous restocks like the Boo Sheet stamp set here that I'm going to be using to make my card today. So to get started, I went ahead and stamped out my ghosty images onto a piece of 80-pound Neenah cardstock. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set those aside for now and start working on my main card panel. So to start working on that, I'm going to bring in a piece of cream colored cardstock and go ahead and trim that down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm going to bring in the wonky checker stencil as well as some spiced marmalade distress oxide, and then go ahead and ink blend that across the card panel. And then once I have that all blended, I'm going to go ahead and set that aside to dry and then start working on my ghosts. So next, I'm going to use the flowers that are included in the high swirl frame die, and I'm going to trim out a bunch of tiny little flowers from some black cardstock, and then I'm going to use those to decorate my little ghosties. I was definitely inspired to decorate my little ghosties to look like sheets just based on the theme of the stamp set. I think it's such a fun idea, and my first thought when I think of bed sheet patterns are flowers, so it was just a perfect match. Once I had all the flowers cut out, I'm going to go ahead and start laying them onto my ghosts. So next I'm going to go ahead and bring in a pencil, and I'm just going to trace over the outline onto the flowers so I know where to trim them at, so that the flowers look like they're in the folds of the ghost and not just on top. Especially for this flower here in the folds, I trimmed off a little extra so it didn't line up perfectly when I glued it down, so that it looked like it was flowing with the ghost. And then once I had all my flowers trimmed down, I just went ahead and started gluing them in place. Next, I went ahead and fussy cut each of them out and went along the edges with the black marker. After I had my ghosts all cut out, I wanted to add a little flower crown to each of them, so I brought in some scrap cardstock in pink, purple, and orange, and I'm just going to use those same flower dies to cut out 3 flowers for each of their heads. going to use a white gel pen to dot the centers of the flowers. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the flower crowns to the tops of each of the ghost heads. For my sentiment, I'm going to use the large high die from the High Swirl frame set. I'm going to cut the main die out from some white cardstock and the layering piece from some dark pink. And then I'm going to use the Modern Typeset alpha dies to cut out the word ghoul from some black cardstock. I'm going to use a white gel pen again to just go ahead and add those final centers into the flowers on the flower crowns. And before I start assembling, I also went ahead and cut out some frames from the Oh Happy Days frame set in 2 different shades of purple. Next, I'm going to go ahead and start assembling all my pieces and gluing everything down. So my whole sentiment is going to read, "Hi Ghoul," and I'm going to use the guidelines on my craft mat to line up the word ghoul as straight as I can get it, and then go ahead and pick that up with some washi tape and then glue that onto the card front. Next, I'm going to glue down my final 2 ghosts and then go ahead and make my card base. Once I have my base complete, I'm going to go ahead and add some double-sided tape and attach the card front. And here is my finished card. I absolutely love how these groovy ghosties came out, and I had such a fun time putting this card together. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!